It was a calm afternoon when I came back home from college, stepping through the front door, so familiar from my childhood. Something about the house felt different, quieter, yet warmer. My stepbrother, Ryan, now 19, greeted me with a casual grin. He looked taller and more grown up than I remembered. "Hey," he said, tossing a soccer ball between his hands. "Hey," I replied, surprised at how much he'd changed. Our parents had gone away that morning for a weekend trip, leaving just the two of us. We hadn't been very close growing up. I was 3 years older, and our paths rarely crossed. But that day, something felt different. As I was unpacking, Ryan knocked on my door. "Wanna order pizza later?" he asked. I said sure, and soon, we were on the couch, eating slices and flipping through channels. Conversation came easier than expected. We laughed over childhood memories, like the time we built a fort from bedsheets and knocked over a lamp. "You were such a troublemaker," I teased. "And you were bossy," he shot back with a grin. It felt natural, like those memories hadn't faded at all. Later, I found him in the kitchen doing dishes. "I've got this," I said, stepping in. "You're the guest now," he joked. Still, I grabbed a towel. While we cleaned, he talked about wanting to be an engineer. How he hoped to design things that made a difference. His ambition caught me off guard. "I didn't know you were so driven," I said. He shrugged. "You were always too busy to notice." His words stung a little, not out of anger, but as a gentle truth. I'd missed how much he had grown. The next morning, I saw him outside working on his car, sleeves rolled up, hands covered in grease. He looked completely focused. "You just gonna stand there?" he called when he saw me. I laughed and joined him. For the next hour, he explained the engine to me, showing parts I barely understood. But I was impressed not just by his knowledge, but by how patient he was. That evening, a storm rolled in and knocked the power out. We lit candles, played cards at the kitchen table, and listened to the rain. "I'm glad you're here," Ryan said softly. "Me too," I replied. For the first time in a long time, I felt like I truly knew him, not just as a stepbrother, but someone who had become thoughtful, kind, and someone I admired. After dinner, I teased him. "Since when do you cook?" "Since someone had to," he said with a shrug. We ate without small talk, really talked. He asked about my future, now that college was done. I admitted I wasn't sure. "You'll figure it out," he said. "You're stubborn enough to make anything happen?" His confidence in me hit hard. It meant more than he probably realized. That afternoon, we did chores together. Ryan insisted on doing most of it, but I stayed nearby, enjoying the easy rhythm we'd fallen into. Somewhere between folding laundry and sweeping the patio, the topic turned to relationships. "You still with that guy?" he asked cautiously. I shook my head. It didn't work out. He didn't press, just nodded. His loss. Somehow, that simple line meant more than any advice. That night, we watched one of those old action movies Dad always loved. I noticed Ryan glancing at me like he had something on his mind. When the credits rolled, he finally spoke. "When you left for college, I thought you'd forget about me." His words surprised me. "Forget about you?" I asked. "You were always busy, friends, school. I figured we'd just drift." I felt a wave of guilt. I hadn't realized how distant I'd become. "I didn't forget," I said. "I guess I just didn't know how to stay close." He smiled slightly. "Well, you're here now." Such a simple phrase, but it carried weight. Later that night, I found a note on my desk from Ryan. "Glad you're home." I folded it carefully, smiling. For the first time in ages, I didn't just feel like a guest, I felt like I truly belonged. The next day felt different. Ryan was quiet, distant. During breakfast he barely spoke. By afternoon, I found him on the porch, staring at his phone. "You okay?" I asked. He hesitated, then shook his head. "Just school stuff." With some encouragement, he admitted he'd missed a project deadline. Now his scholarship was on the line. "I screwed up," he said. "And now I can't fix it." "You're just overwhelmed," I told him. "I've already tried," he snapped. For a second, I didn't know what to say. He wasn't just frustrated, he was disappointed in himself. "Maybe you can't fix it all at once," I said gently. "But you can start somewhere." That night, I sat at the table with my laptop. When Ryan asked what I was doing, I told him, "Helping you." He didn't protest. He sat down beside me. We spent hours reworking his project. The more we worked, the more confident he became. By the end, the weight on his shoulders seemed lighter. "Couldn't have done it without you," he said. You did most of it, I replied. Yeah, but you didn't let me give up. That night, I thought about how much he'd grown. He wasn't the same restless kid I remembered. He had become someone who worked hard, cared deeply, and kept pushing forward. The next morning, he paced nervously in the kitchen. You okay? I asked. Yeah, I will be, he said. I smiled. I know you will. And I meant it. His project was accepted. I could see the relief in his eyes, even if he tried to play it cool. I owe you, he said. You don't, I replied. You just needed someone to remind you what you're capable of. That night felt relaxed again. But the next morning, Ryan seemed off quiet and withdrawn. Later, I overheard him on the phone. It's complicated, he said. I didn't ask, but I had a feeling it had something to do with me. That evening, we sat watching TV. The silence between us felt heavy. Did I do something? I asked. He looked surprised. What? No. You've been weird all day. He paused, unsure. I guess I just didn't expect this. Us hanging out, talking, getting along. Me neither, I said. But I'm glad we did. His expression softened, like something unspoken passed between us. You're leaving soon, huh? He asked. Yeah, in a few days. I know we didn't always get along, I said. But I'm proud of you. He looked at me, genuinely surprised. Really? Yeah, you've grown up a lot in the best way. He smiled, not his usual sarcastic grin, but something sincere. I'm proud of you too, he said. You act like you're lost, but you've got it together more than you think. His words hit unexpectedly, but I believed him. The day I left, Ryan walked me to my car. He stood there awkwardly, like he wanted to say more. You're going to be okay, I told him. I know you are. You too, he replied. Then he pulled me into a quick hug. Don't wait so long to visit next time, he said. I won't. As I drove away, I realized something had changed. We hadn't just reconnected, we'd built something stronger. And no matter where life took us, I knew that bond would stay.